Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. I'm very fortunate to get my hands on Killmonger with regards to the Content Contributors program. This program basically allows that certain Marvel Contest of Champions YouTubers will be able to take certain champions for a limited time only to review them. And to give you an idea, this champion will be removed from my account, so I don't get to keep this champion. And what I do with these videos is I do a little bit of comic book history, and what we do is we delve into the abilities and ask that question. Is this worth you grinding in arena and spending your units on trying to get this champion out of crystals? So let's delve into this champion. So first things first, I want to talk about the modeling of the champion. It's a pretty good model. The kind of like battle ready stance is pretty cool. The whole kind of aspect of this new kind of style of champion as well as kind of character is obviously a kind of a copy of the Black Panther movie. If you're not familiar, it's a great film and it's going to be one of the top Marvel films. So it's great that they're doing something within game that's kind of close to the films, the same way that it did Thor Ragnarok and also did Hulk Ragnarok, and kind of like this tie-in with the way that they look closer to the films than they do in the comic books. Now what I'm going to do is delve into the comic book history to give you a little bit of an idea of the backstory to this champion. So to start off with, Killmonger is not the correct name, or even Eric Killmonger. It's Nejadika, and that's the thing. How it starts off is with Nejadika's father. He was pressed into working for the villain Claw, so Ulysses Claw, and obviously you'll know that if you're going to watch the film. But after Claw fled the country of Wakanda, Nejadika's family was exiled by T'Challa, the king of Wakanda. He ended up in Harlem in New York, where he developed a hatred for both Claw and the Wakandan king. Nejadika changed his name to Eric Killmonger and dedicated his life to avenging his father's death. He believed that the weakness on T'Chaka's part was a key factor in allowing his parents to be killed. Nejadika became educated in the United States, gaining a PhD in engineering and an MBA at MIT. Killmonger dedicated his time to overthrowing T'Challa's government. Killmonger had ravaged several villages to attract Black Panther's attention. When confronted by T'Challa, Killmonger dismissed the African prince, having T'Challa fight with his leopard prey. When T'Challa stopped the leopard by snapping its jaw, Killmonger attacked, throwing him over a waterfall. So you guys can largely see how much of this kind of rivalry and this kind of like really bitter hatred comes from the very pit of Eric Killmonger when it comes to going against Black Panther, and it's what we see in the Black Panther movie. So let's talk about the champion, because that's the most important thing. You're going to have to find out, like, am I going to be grinding out this? Do I want this champion? And to start off with, when Kabam give us the champions, they are at signature level 99. Obviously, at the point of you getting the champion, it's not always going to be the case that you're going to get him up to 99 as quickly. So obviously he's going to be at his peak fighting physical condition when it comes to using him in the contest. A champion at this kind of level, like I don't really kind of like see this a lot with other champions. So we've got a critical rating of 23%, we've got a critical damage rating of 180%, we then got a critical resistance of 20%. It's kind of cool to see like these other resistances kind of coming through, like armor penetration, block penetration, but critical resistance is good to see something like that. Armor rating is low at 12%, but obviously that's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing based on the fact that this champion having a good ability that kind of works with stuff that's on an armor level but also on a strike back kind of way. And finally, block proficiency is at 64%, which is still quite impressive. And being at rank 5, that's obviously an added bonus, so those stats obviously are gonna represent that with regards to the rank. First thing I want to talk about is synergies, and the way that Kabam are developing synergies are really darn impressive. And obviously I would say that it would be good for them to kind of go back and do a few others, but I think we're kind of like looking at a case of like stage 1 of synergies and then stage 2, and these are like stage 2 synergies in the way that the game has evolved. And what I really like is things like when they add on certain champions, they seem to be like the synergies are more powerful now than they've ever been. So for example, by putting Winter Soldier against or like on this synergy team, there's a 30% chance to activate True Strike when intercepting the opponent's dash. Seeing these things with intercept, like, it's kind of cool. It's like, again, the game is like adapting to like a new kind of way, which again is impressive and is good to see originality with that. Then Wakanda leadership with Black Panther Civil War. We've got starts to fight with 3 of his indestructible unstoppable charges. Again, handy, really good, not totally impressive, but still pretty good. The final one is something that's really cool. I like this. Unfortunately, I don't have a void, so we can't see any kind of like void kind of like gameplay with that. I'm sure some of the other MCC YouTubers have got void, so they're able to kind of like to display this. So if Vibranium armor is active, Killmonger has a 35% chance to purify a debuff after 0.5 second delay, and then instantly regenerates for 4% per buff. Get yourself spanked a little bit, having some armor breaks on, maybe some permanent stuff, or some kind of like permanent debuff, and that is gonna be incredibly cool. I don't know if this kind of works out. And there's one thing that, because I'm in Alliance Wars at the moment, I cannot change out of my suicides, because I went out of my suicides in order to represent my alliance. Shout out to Odin. But by changing that, it meant that I was not having those debuffs on. So therefore I can't see with regards to how that interaction will work, and that's something I really hope by the end of this Alliance Wars, hopefully it's over, that I can then get in and have a look at trying to play about with suicides and the debuff effects already permanently on, and how that will work with regards to the champion. I'm hoping that it means that the champion is a bit more stronger as a result, based on the abilities, the stuff we're seeing with the synergies here, and then as well with the signature ability. One thing I said previously in another video when I was talking about this champion's hype was that the way that the champion would work would be similar to Electro, in the way that, you know, you'd be kind of like shooting kind of energy back at the opponent, and the same thing kind of applies. I'm not saying it does definitely apply, but it is similar with regards to like reverberating damage back to the enemy. So that is obviously something that is quite cool about this champion. This, again, like, you hit someone, you're going to get hit back. But the damage isn't so severe that I would kind of like say to myself, right, I will definitely put this champion in for Alliance Wars. There's like pesky and annoying things with regards to the champion becoming unstoppable, as well as True Strike, which means obviously you wouldn't be able to be blocked or kind of be too aggressive. It means your playstyle would have to be more kind of passive and defensive and a little bit scared of the enemy when you're playing. And obviously, talking about playing it in a more competitive light, when you're going up against Killmonger, it's important to use armor break champions. So there's loads. There's Symbiote Spidey, there's Thor. I like Symbiote Spidey the most because of the length of time that when you do a heavy attack that you're increasing the amount of your armor break. So there's a long ass time that's on that, and it's kind of important. We've also got King Groot. King Groot's actually pretty good, thinking about it, because then you can also poison, you've got regeneration, and you've got like a whole package. So I know not a lot of people rate King Groot. I personally love him. I really can't wait to get him at 5-star. I've got an Awakening Gem that's just like perfect for him. So that again is like an option against this champion. I managed to get a little bit of testing in with regards to like the all attacks, and when it says with regards to the like passive ability that recovering from a special attack grants Killmonger True Strike for 16 seconds. This allows him to ignore armor, resistance, and evasions. Now I pit him against a Spider-Man, and I was finding that the champion was evading. I can't really tell with regards to it making so much of a difference, but at the same time I can't really tell if it is or isn't making a difference. I don't know if I would then apply him against, say, a Science that does evade, or even Nightcrawler. Either way, the fight was good. One thing you'll see in the upcoming fights is the kind of usage of bleed, and when we're hitting crits, we're getting bleeds. Yes, you could switch out this champion with different synergy group and do a either a bleed synergy or a crit team, but at the same time I don't think it's really applicable, and you should really focus on the synergies that it does promote using, like Winter Soldier, Void, and even Black Panther Civil War. All three special attacks have something unique about them, and you're going to see in the upcoming gameplay like applying the L3 and getting like a 22 stack of bleed, which was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But it didn't last very long, and it was I didn't really 100% gather how it was working it out. But at the same time, it was pretty cool to see. It's pretty fun to see as well. The other ones like SP2, we get Indestructible, and then the Counter Punch, which I think I may have decided I may should have used more in the future. But this champion can have so many applications for different things with regards to like striking out and being very attacking, and I'd say it's going to be an incredible quester. I'm not sure it's going to be competing for stuff at a level of of doing Labyrinth of Legends. Obviously, from the gameplay, you can see that it did Realm of Legends. That's fine. I mean, that's that. A lot of champions nowadays that reach 99 are more capable of doing Realm of Legends, or even like one boss of Realm of Legends without losing any kind of health or having to be revived. So that's obviously a pretty standard thing nowadays. Now, in the upcoming gameplay, you're going to see I am playing it not 100% well as I could have done. I'm kind of storing power a lot, which I don't really kind of like recommend doing, or kind of like pushing up to the L3. I'm pushing to L3 because of recoil, and at the moment at recording this video, I've had to switch out a few things quickly with regards to my masteries in order to do like Alliance Wars, and because like you can't really do it with suicides. It's like plated defenders, they're just going to get absolutely wiped out. So I've quickly changed out something, but I haven't, it's not solid. So obviously having recoil on isn't going to make me want to do my L1 and L2. I recoil L1 and L2, but not the L3. Don't ask why I've done it. There's not really any kind of like point to asking it. But the main thing about this is that I'm building power. I'm doing the L3. I'm trying to apply that bleed for a length of time. But I probably would have opted to do the L1 or the L2 just to get it indestructible and stuff. Either way, the champion is pretty good. But let's just like dive into it. I've got a team with 2 of the synergies as well as ability accuracy. So there we go. That was the fight. And again, there's a few inconsistencies with stuff like the synergy team that I'm using at the time, as well as why I'm building to the L3. I don't want to recoil quite so much, so obviously that's the reason why. Obviously, main team and stuff is in Alliance Wars, and I don't want to put suicide mastery champions in. But I probably, when it comes to a point the Alliance Wars ends and I can put my suicides back on, I do want to check things out with regards to debuffs and the way the champion works. I'd probably expect another video about that, maybe like Killmonger and with suicides, so I can then have a look at both these videos and compare them off with regards to damage and other things. But the main thing to take away from this champion that I really liked is the way the like True Strike works, Reverberation works, and the kind of applications of where I could put this champion with regards to fighting. Alliance Wars, yes. Defense. Alliance Wars, attacking. Yeah, I would take this champion to attack in Alliance Wars. I think defense definitely with Alliance Wars, but when it comes to like other content, yeah, a lot of that Act 5 I could see being used through. Yeah, okay. Realm of Legends, yes, obviously we've seen it. Labyrinth of Legends, no, not a chance. Any other difficult content coming in, like these special challenges, some of that, maybe some of that, maybe if there's like debuffs that are coming your way, then yes, that may be an option. I mean, life transfer stuff, yeah, there's loads of different things and loads of ways with regards to debuff effects and true striking and things like that that really work with this champion. So yeah, I do recommend going for this champion, but it's one of these take it or leave it. The same thing with a lot of champions that come into the game. Some of them are going to be good for a lot of content, others not so much, but I'm happy to get my hands on to give this champion a chance. And yeah, thumbs up, but I don't think I'll be going for him personally. So that's been the video. What are your thoughts on Killmonger? Will you be going for him in Arena and in Crystals? I myself, like I said, I'm not sure, but I don't think I will either have the time to grind him out in Arena. But with the current changes and the changes coming soon with regards to this champion being put in, so the 4-star featured, he may be going for a lot less. Maybe that might be an option for me based on that. If he goes for about between 10 and 12 mil, then hey, I'm all for it. Anyway, I've been RichTheMan. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content. And as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.